Countless champions have been crowned throughout the history of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! But what about the underdogs, the dark horses, the decks that upon first glance make you question everything you thought you knew about the game? In this series, both MBT and myself will be showcasing some of Yu-Gi-Oh's wackiest unsung heroes. Each episode will feature new decks, new strategies, and the results will be unpredictable. You've seen the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! But this is the history of Jank. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code Cimoooooooo5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Well, folks, another week, another episode out of the Jank tank, and I know what you're all thinking. Joseph, you lost the last one. Why are you not in the Jank tank? Well, folks, it's simple. As you all were so kind to point out over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in the comments, Cimo is a filthy, disgusting, repugnant cheater and can only defeat me when he fails to read his own cards. As a result, he will be adorning the Jank tank and has asked that he be given an opportunity to earn his way out of it. Sure. So, unfortunately, this is the period of Yu-Gi-Oh! When Dark Armed Dragon was reigning supreme. We are entering the era of Dad. The current best deck at this point in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Dark Armed Dragon, followed by DDT Dark Armed Return, Dark Armed Control, Dark Armed Pure, and eventually Teledad. This would eventually be stopped by Gladiator Beasts, but if you weren't playing one of these two decks, you were losing. And there are a bunch of losers in our community. I put out a call on twitter.com to ask people what they were playing during this format if they didn't have the money for a Dark Armed Dragon. And we got a lot of really bad responses. We've basically been given enough janky decks to fulfill our needs until the end of time. But for now, we're going to be focusing on the ones that were popular from January 1st, 2008 to about July of 2008, and these are the 6 that we thought were the most interesting. Yubel Calculator uses Yubel's amazing star line alongside a card called the Calculator to put out a huge amount of damage basically for free. Sky Scourge Norelies is an extremely powerful card you've probably seen on the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! And in some janky Burning Abyss builds. This is one of the first decks to try to abuse it. Counter Fairy was legal, along with Valdangion, I hope I'm saying that right, the Dragon Lord, a really powerful monster for the deck that unfortunately could not stand up to Dark Armed. Gaia Gate used Evil Hero Dark Gaia to OTK with exceptional ease. Spaceships is popular a couple of times in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. This is the Gradius deck. It comes into play now and then again when Honest is released. This version is certainly worse, but does have a World's Finish. And Venom was foisted upon us by Kraus Illustrations, and, as you can guess, uses the alt-win condition of Venom, the deity of poisonous snakes. I'm trying to hit Spaceships or Gaia Gate, but I will be happy with pretty much anything on here, I'll be honest. It's been a while since we've used the wheel. It doesn't really make sense for history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because we have to know the decks that we're playing inside and out, but here it gives us some interesting matchups, and Sky Scourge Norealis is not going to be part of them. I've got 2 more spins, including this one. I could take Counter Fairy. Counter Fairy's a good deck.
I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve it. I was one with the jank, but I was not fully one because I sort of cheated Joseph out of his win, and so that's why we're back in the jank tank. You know, it's funny, reading cards is kind of overrated. Who knew that Megamorph says original attack, right? It's not like all these other aggro decks before never played it for that reason, because that would make sense. I also think Megamorph was limited for a significant amount of time prior to that, but nonetheless, here we are back in the jank tank because it is fully deserved, cheating Joseph out of that win, and I feel like I didn't earn my way out of it, but this episode, we are really going to become one with the jank, ladies and gentlemen. Shinado may have led us to victory last time, but we are now embarking back to the wheel, and thanks to the help of the viewers, we have 6 decks that are just a sin against humanity. We have Venom, which, yes, that is the alternate win condition giant snake thing from GX. That is on here. We have Yubel Calculator, a deck that focuses on the calculator which gains attack power focused on multiplying the number of levels you have times 300 for its attack. And since all the monsters in Yubel are like level 10 plus, yeah, you can imagine this gets out of hand. Sky Scourge Nurluras, which is a deck that's focused on turboing out Sky Scourge Nurluras and just winning immediately. We have Counter Fairy. This is a highly requested deck because Counter Fairy is kind of a disaster, but when you throw in some other cards especially, it becomes even worse. Gaia Gate is a deck that Joseph is probably going to be fiending for because it is a hero deck, and this deck is actually kind of real, so I think it may actually be one of the better options on here. And then we have good old Spaceships. Now, the Spaceships deck, you may be thinking, that takes advantage of some of the cards like Victory Viper, XX03, and the like, did top later on once Honest is released, but we're not that far in the timeline yet. But there was one deck from the 2008 National, I believe, that was similar to it, and so we're going to have it on the wheel just so you can see a prelude of what is to come in the future. So honestly, these are all equally ridiculous in my eyes, so I don't care which one I get. I'm just going to spin, see what happens. I guess I only get 2 spins since I'm in the Jank tank. Let's see what we're working with. Now, as much as I would love to play Gaia Gate, I feel like Joseph's going to try to hard spin for this, so I am actually going to respin to avoid a potential mirror match. Oh, no!
Well, I don't know what you were expecting. It's Counter Fairy. There's counters, there's fairies. Can I make it any more obvious? And speaking of Avril Lavigne, this list was brewed up by fellow Canadian Yannick Dubeau. Yannick has a really weird history with Yu-Gi-Oh! He first made a name for himself playing Cyberdark and seeing success during a Monarch format, then brought this to the Canadian WCQ. Now, this was not a solo endeavor. This list was brewed up with fellow Counter Fairy enthusiast Jerome McHale and netted him a top 8 finish at that tournament. That's right, this list has a premier top. This is the only premier top this deck would ever get. It is a little too high roll, a little too low impact, and a little too jank to really cut it in a format full of Gladiator Beast and Dark Arm Dragon. The funniest card in here is Arcana Force Zero the Fool. You may be conceiving of this as just a marshmallow, but a metagame article written by Jerome and Yannick actually describes in like 2 painstaking paragraphs that you're meant to normal summon this card and flip the coin, and if the coin flip is tails, your opponent's card effects that target this card are negated. So you just end up with a monster that can't be targeted or destroyed by battle, and you're attempting to deck them out. I'm not joking. That's actually what the idea behind the Fool is. Anyway, the reason that Counter Fairy isn't well represented in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, especially during this time period, is simple. At the start of the game, you perform something called a die roll, and whoever wins the die roll wins the game. If you're the Counter Fairy player and you fail to win the die roll, you aren't going to be able to set the counter traps that make your engine tick, and likely anything your opponent has set up is going to be enough to overwhelm you, since your monsters cap out at a cool 1700 attack points. Honest complicates this a little bit, but people were already prepared for Honest by this time. Not to mention, you can get very, very bricky hands with this deck. Imagine opening 3 monsters, a Smashing Ground, and an MST. What are you meant to do with that? So with that, let's get into the card by card. 2 Arcana Force the Fool, as I mentioned earlier. 3 Bountiful Artemis. This is the card that makes the deck tick. It turns your terrible counter traps that 2-for-1 yourself into 1-for-1s. 2 Freed the Brave Wanderer. He's kind of removal. 3 Honest. 3 Nova Summoner. 3 Raiko Lightsworn Hunter. 1 Sangan. And 3 of this card, Val Dalgion, the Dark Dragon Lord. This is a very, very interesting one. If you negate the activation of an opponent's spell trap card or opponent's monster effect with a counter trap card, you can special summon this card from your hand. Now, you get to trigger the effects of this card in sequence based on the type of card you negated, and it's got ones for spells, traps, and monsters. Now, you might be thinking, this is a big heckin' chonker. It's a win condition for a deck that historically has lacked one. Why wasn't it everywhere in Counter Fairy? And the answer is, it's not a counter trap. You have to draw one of your counter traps and a Val Dalgion, and your opponent has to walk into your counter trap to get any resources off of this card whatsoever, and as a result, it is actually a little too bricky for many decks to include. We've got Creature Swap, Reborn, MST, Smashing Ground, Triple Bottomless, and then the counters, Triple Dark Bribe, Triple Divine Wrath, Triple Magic Drain, Triple Solemn, and 1 Mirror Force. In the side, we've got some cards we're never going to make: Cyber Dragon, DD Crow, DD Warrior Lady, Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, Double Prime Material Dragon, Sky Scourge, Invisil, Twister, Double Pulling the Rug, and Triple Royal Oppression. I imagine we'll be making those. So, wish us luck.
I am one with the jank. I am one with the jank. And in all honesty, this may be too much jank for my taste, because this deck, holy shit, this deck sucks. So here's what we're bringing to this episode of History of Jank, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to say. I think this is going to be a very interesting episode, to say the least, so let's just do the card by card. So first up, we have Cat of Ill Omen. It's a flip effect. Choose a trap from your deck and place it on top of your deck. We are trying to get to Rise of the Snake Deity as fast as possible, because that is our main win condition. We have Evil Dragon Ananta, which I'm hoping to get Joseph back at the very least. I think this is like the better of our win conditions, if I'm being honest. But if we can just steal a game with this, I'm not going to complain. Morphing Jar to turbo through the deck and load our grave full of reptiles, and Venomanaga, the deity of poisonous snakes. Now, if you've never seen this card before, I don't blame you, because it's terrible. So it cannot be normal summoned or set, and must be special summoned specifically with Rise of the Snake Deity. Now, how this works is that when a face-up Phenomenon, the king of poisonous snakes you control, is destroyed except by battle, special summon a Venomanaga deity from your hand or deck. So we need to get this out onto the field first. How do we get this out? We get it to the grave with something like Snake Rain, and then since it has 0 attack, we can actually limit, reverse, or Call of the Haunted it back to the field. So that's not the tricky part. The tricky part is actually having this thing die by something that isn't battle specifically to trigger Rise of the Snake Deity to get into this card here. Now, it gains 500 attack for each reptile in the grave, so that actually makes it quite sizable, and neither player can target it with card effects, and it's unaffected by other cards and their effects. So at least it has protection, right? And when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can banish another reptile monster from your grave to special summon it back, and most importantly, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, place a Hyper Venom counter on it. When the third Hyper Venom counter is placed on this card, you win the duel. Yes, this is one of Yu-Gi-Oh's just very fabled alternate win conditions, because it's fabled in the fact that it's probably never going to happen, but we're going to give it our damn best. Now, we have 3 Phenomenon, the king of poisonous snakes. Again, this card's pretty irrelevant aside from the fact that it gets us 2 Venomanaga, so we're going to just have it in the graveyard most of the time. It does gain 500 attack for each other reptile, so it can get kind of big, I guess. We also have stuff like Venom Serpent and Venom Snake. Now, these cards are both terrible. Once per turn, you can place a Venom counter on a monster your opponent controls with Serpent, and Snake can do the same, but if you activate it can't attack. Now, the Venom counters will come up a bit later. We do have 3 Alien Shock Trooper, thankfully, which is a 1900 beater. So at the very least, at least this card can kill things, because it's not 1200 or 1000 attack like the rest of these cards. And that's it for the monsters. The spells: Double Allure of Darkness. Most of our deck is dark, so this does actually allow us to filter. A Burial from the Different Dimension to bring stuff back from the banished pile into the grave. 3 copies of Hand Destruction, because we're just trying to get through the deck as quickly as possible to get to our combo pieces. Heavy Storm, of course, to clear back row. 3 Snake Rain. This is one of the cool cards we get to play. Discard a card, send 4 reptile monsters from your deck to the grave. So this allows us to immediately unload all of the Phenomenons out of our deck, so we're not going to draw them, but then it gets us nice setup for cards like Limit, Reverse, and Call of the Haunted as well. Trade-in's in here because we are playing a decent amount of level 8, so we can just cycle for more cards. Venom Swamp is where the Venom counters come up. So during each player's end phase, place a Venom counter on each face-up monster except Venom monsters, and monsters lose 500 attack for each Venom counter on them. Destroy a monster if its attack becomes 0 by this effect. So in all fairness, this is technically removal, but it's like some of the slowest removal I've ever seen, but maybe it'll come up. Then for traps, Call the Haunted, Triple Limit Reverse, Double Offering to the Snake Deity, which is Icarus attack for reptiles, so that's kind of cool. Double Rise of the Snake Deity, and Torrential Tribute. I guess we could technically torrential our own Phenomenon to trigger it, Rise of the Snake Deity, rather, to get into Venomanaga. Now, the side deck is just actually terrible. We have Triple Umbral Soul. We're never playing this card. Triple Venom Cobra, which is just a 2k defender, but I guess it's like another reptile. And MST, of course. We have 2 Venom Shot. This card is sort of removal if we have the Swamp up. If we have a Venom monster on the field, we're actually able to place 2 Venom counters on a face-up monster your opponent controls, but you have to specifically send a reptile monster from deck to grave to do that, which I guess is okay. It kind of fuels what we're trying to do. So that could lower a monster's attack by 1,000 and maybe kill it, but not good enough. 2 Bottomless, 2 Dark Bribe, another Offering to the Snake Deity, and Trap Dust Shoot in the side deck. It's Venom, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be one of the jankiest episodes of all time because if Joseph is on something equally as bad, we're going to be here a while. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Oh boy. The viewers already know what the matchup is, but you and I do not. This is going to be something. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling content with the understanding that you are going to be on the naughty list this year for cheating in the most recent episode of History of Jank. Let's get hashtag Cimo is over party all over Twitter. I can't believe you didn't realize that Megamorph says original. And also, I don't know if you know this, Shinado can only be summoned by Shinado's arc. You know, so you cheated a whole bunch of other times too, as well.
Well, the last part isn't necessarily true because of how ARA works. But,
no,
you know,
it's not.
Yes.
But people sure thought it was. Listen, I think we should all realize none of us know how to read video cards. Come on.
No, of course. That's why we have patrons who are named, guys, please read your cards, right? Because we don't know how to fucking read. And that's why it's perfect for the History of Jank, because when we fuck up, it's in the right series and not like actually something that's trying to be historically accurate. So with that said, buddy, let's get into it. Let's shout out the patron. It is Chase Cawthon. Thank you for the support. You holding up the hand, buddy?
Oh, I got a number for you.
I'm going to go with odd.
It is even. The number I held up was 0 because there is a 0% chance whatever you're playing is going off this time. You are boned, buddy.
Well, especially if I actually know how to properly read cards, and that is 100% true. So, all right, you win the die roll. Good luck. Can't wait to see what you're on. Holy shit.
I drew the FTK. All right.
Okay.
Normal, bountiful Artemis.
Oh, no!
All right, good luck, buddy. Back to you.
This is never going to work.
Good luck, buddy.
It's never going to work. Okay, I'll draw. Oh, no. Okay, main phase 1. Well, we got to try.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just dark bribe that bad boy.
Yeah, okay. There's no way that was resolving, but I had to at least try. Okay,
that's
so
a nice
I get to draw a card at least.
I'm going to take one, too.
It's so good. It's so broken. Okay. Well, I suppose I shall lead the charge, and this is going to give away what I'm playing, with Alien Shock Trooper.
You're fucking with me, buddy. There's no shot.
I'll attack.
Damage?
Let's see it.
I got it.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to take what? 1,600 here. Great. He's down. I will go to main phase 2. We had to try. I am going to activate Snake Rain, pitching my Venom Serpent.
Holy shit. All right, I maybe have something for this. I'll go for Magic Drain.
Oh, God. Okay, well, thankfully, I do have this copy of Venom Swamp that I don't need. So I will pitch that.
Yeah, so, like, this card is fine. A little less good when your deck is full of garbage spells you don't give a shit about.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay, so that resolves?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Perfect. So I'm going to dump snakes, and you get to draw a card. All right, I'm going to send Phenomenon, Phenomenon, and then I think I'm going to send, what's the shittiest card in my deck? They're all equally bad. I'm going to send a copy of Venom Serpent to the graveyard as well. Why not? Let's get rid of all of them. With Magic Drain, I can discard a spell to negate that card's effect. So does Bountiful Artemis not resolve and draw you a card here? Because the card didn't technically resolve.
It will.
Or does it only care about activations, not resolutions?
So Bountiful Artemis does care about resolutions, but a card resolving without effect still causes the card to resolve.
Is still resolving. Okay, just figured I'd ask, so you're not cheating me this time. All right, I will set a card and pass the turn. That was productive.
Did you have it? All right, I will draw. Stand by me.
You know, if you didn't have Artemis, like, this wouldn't be that bad. You know, you would only be on, like, Artemis and 2 cards at this point, and that would be, like, maybe beatable. But now, not happening.
I guess I'll just attack here.
Sure, I'll take 16.
I'm going to go to main 2. I will set a card, and back to you.
I don't even know, like, what you set in this deck. Like... All right, I'm just going to draw. I'm going to set a card and pass the turn.
This is looking good. This is looking real good.
I bet it is. I bet it is. Yep.
I'll flip some in Raikou. Let's go for the new one.
It was Allure of Darkness.
Ooh.
Perfect.
All right. Next, I will normal summon Freed the Brave Wanderer.
Yes, that's fine.
This card is so bad.
But you have the lights engraved to use as a... Oh, no. Yeah, you do. You have 2 on it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's actually going to come up because I'm about to have 1 honest. I'm going to activate Reborn.
Okay. Sure, that's fine.
Oh, you're fucking with me. I can summon Valdalgion? Oh, no.
He's big.
He doesn't even... This is a vanilla. He has no effect.
Basically. But he's 2,800, so that's good enough.
I don't know. I'll fucking try it. Let's get in there.
Is there any way that I'm just not completely fucked here? That's probably 0. Yeah, we're gonna go to game 2.
That was a close one.
This is going well. This is about as I expected this to go. Like, out of all the decks that you could have possibly picked, this is like the one I was the most concerned with, because like every other deck just like doesn't give a fuck and is just trying to do its own stupid thing. And this deck does the complete opposite and is stopping every deck from doing its own thing.
So that is true. But I will tell you this. That last hand I drew was the God Hand. It had Artemis in it, which is absolutely what you need. This deck has 2 major weaknesses. The first is if you don't draw Artemis, and the second is if you lose the die roll. So I have a feeling that this game may play out a little bit differently than the last one.
Yeah, I wish. Okay, I'm going to start by activating Snake Rain. I'm going to pitch Allure of Darkness.
Sets for? Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Okay, so we're going to dump, similar to last time, Phenomenon. We're going to go for Surprise Phenomenon, if I can actually find him. And then we're going to send the Venom Serpent, I guess. Then I'm going to set 1 and set 2 and pass the turn, buddy.
This deck's pretty based. All right, I'll draw. Stand by main. Oh, I don't have a very interesting play either. I think yours is probably good enough. Let's. I'm gonna move things up though. I am gonna put mine in the middle column instead of the other column.
I see. Okay. I don't think anything I want to do about that. Probably not. Okay. We're going to go ahead and draw. Go to main 1. I think I'm feeling pretty content here. I think I'm going to... I think I'm just going to pass. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to flip some in Raikou here, and I'm going to target your monster.
Okay. In response, I'm going to chain... Oh, this card sucks. God damn it. Why do I not know how to read cards? Okay. Yeah, I will lose the Venom Cobra to the graveyard.
You're not playing Venom Cobra. This is... Alex, this card is turbo ass.
It's turbo ass, but it holds off your bountiful Artemis.
I'll tell you one thing about Venom Cobra. Its attack pattern is easily predicted. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's go.
Evidently. All right, get those traps out of here.
Fantastic, dude. I don't know. Take 2.
Sure, that's fine. Cobra couldn't hit over Raikou if it wanted to.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
All right, we'll draw. I'm going to set 2 cards face down and pass the turn.
You better hurry up, buddy. I got you on the 40 turn clock here. Okay, I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move. I'm gonna normal summon Honest.
That's fine.
Combat.
I'll take 200 and then I'll take 11.
Main 2, back to hand, baby. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
All right, back to you.
All right, I'm going to space the back row you just said.
All right, it's Dark Bribe.
Okay, that's not the worst. I will draw. I will set another card and throw it to you.
I'm doing the same play too. I'm gonna normal summon Honest.
Sure.
I'll do it again.
Take 2. Take 11.
Second main, back to hand.
That's fine.
All right, we'll set a new one and back to you.
All right, we will draw. I will set another card and throw it to you.
At some point, one of us is going to have to do something.
I mean, you're doing quite well, I would say. Just normaling Honest, hitting me for 13 every turn.
All right, back to you, Buckaroo.
All right, we'll draw. Okay, finally. We might be able to do something about this. Normal summon Alien Shock Trooper.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about that.
Okay, so I don't want to go after your Raikou, because I obviously know you have Honest in hand.
Whoa,
so that's
whoa,
a
whoa! How
disaster.
do you know that? Have you been cheating? Are you looking at my hand?
Yeah, looking at your hand. That's exactly what I was doing. I guess your set's like just probably another Raikou. I don't know like what else you would set in this deck. You're not setting like Freed or fucking Bountiful. You would have just done something with it. I think the plan is, it's not great. I think I'm going to Offerings to the Snake Deity, which I couldn't do with the fucking other one.
Yeah,
and
face
I'm
up
gonna
reptile. Very fun, right?
Yeah, it has to be face up. It's not Icarus attack. Don't worry. I'm gonna go after this one, and I'm gonna go after this one.
All right, you got Oppression and Divine Wrath.
Okay, fantastic. Now, this is where things are going to get a little bit interesting. I'm going to activate Limit Reverse, targeting the Phenomenon in my grave.
So, like, what's the interesting part?
The interesting part is when I have my Dark Bribe.
Oh! I'm interested. All right, let's see it. Let's see it, buddy.
All right, so let's bring Phenomenon out to the field.
All right, so for those of you who have never seen this card, walk me through what this does.
So this card gains 500 attack for each reptile monster in my graveyard. And thanks to Snake Rain, I actually have quite a bit. So this thing is actually at 2,500 attack. So not bad. And then when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, I can banish another reptile and actually just re-special summon it to the field. So in that case, I'm going to go to battle, and I'm going to go ahead and attack into your Raikou.
All right, I will take... Sure, I'll take 23.
It'd be 23, yes.
All right.
All right, second main, that's it for me, buddy. Go ahead.
All right, you...
We got our guy on the field. We got him on the field.
I'll set one, and back to you, Buckaroo.
All right, and I will draw for turn. And Joseph, the time has come. I will switch Phenomenon to defense mode, triggering the effect of Limit Reverse to pop my Phenomenon. And then I activate Rise of the Snake Deity! Because my Phenomenon is destroyed except by battle, I can special summon Phenomenaga, the deity of poisonous snakes!
Nah, that's not happening.
I was so close to greatness!
You were really fucking close. Oh my god. You had the whole thing.
Oh no! Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Oh, it
We
gets
tried.
Worse. No, it gets worse.
Holy fuck. I thought you said you sided this out. What bullshit is that?
I sided one of them out.
Perfect. Fine.
I'll use
Okay.
the effect of Valdalgion to pop your last remaining card.
I'll chain it. It's hand destruction, so
Sure.
we're gonna get to cycle here because I don't need this fucking Phenomenaga that was in my hand anymore. No way we're doing that twice. All right, I'm just gonna set 2, throw it to you. Go ahead, have fun, be lame.
All right, are you ready for the worst part of all of this? If instead
Sure.
of attacking the Raikou, you had attacked my set card, it was Raikou, and you could have triggered your Rise before I had Judgment set.
Oh, fantastic. That makes me feel much better.
I will declare targeting this card.
Would you have actually popped it, though, is the question.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know how this fucking card worked. You think I read
okay.
Rise of the Snake Deity?
Fuck. All right, well, that's fair then. I guess I fucked it up. Okay, I've got nothing. It's another Offerings to the Snake Deity.
Sure. None of this does anything. All right, you're at 39. I guess I'll try it. I'll normal summon Freed.
Freed is fine.
Wow, go my minions.
On attack declaration, I suppose I'll Call of the Haunted, targeting Phenomenon.
Okay, I mean, we got something going on. That's fine.
I mean, it's just gonna die to the fucking free.
What is this card at?
This card is at 3K, I think. Do I have 6 reptiles in grave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, because the Phenomenaga is no longer in my hand, so he's a little bit bigger.
You need Rise of the Snake Deity in order to get the proc off the destruction by card effects.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, well, I will activate MST in that case.
Perfect. Well, this was fun. Good game.
Was it? Was it a good game? You were decidedly close there. That almost
I was
went
very
poorly.
close. If you're up for it, I would like to do a game 3 to try to resolve this
Are
once.
you kidding me? I would love to play game 3.
Oh, I was so close. I was so close. I had the offerings to clear the back row. I had the dark bribe for the last back row, whatever it was. And then I didn't know what your set was. The only way I could have calculated that slightly better was if I limit reversed first, like on your end phase, and then but then you would have just like started doing stuff. Like I needed another reptile to get the whole thing going. I wanted to clear all the back row first, but
oh my god, what a
tall
disaster.
It's another game, buddy. It's another game. You know what? I will say I do a fairly good job at drawing Snake Rain, which is like half of like how you win with this deck.
Yeah, that's
so
step
I'll
one.
start with that.
I was going to say Snake Rain's great to get the Phenomenons out of your deck, but it looks like some of them have already ended up in your hand.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's the part about this deck that sucks. Okay, so we're going to send 2 of those, and then I'm going to send 2 Venom Snakes to the graveyard. We'll get them out of here.
Sure.
This deck's deep on the Venom, that's for sure. And then I am going to set 1 and pass the turn.
Let's go. All right, I'm going to normal summon Nova Summoner.
Sure. This card's pretty cool. I remember this when it first came out.
Try and get in, I guess.
I'll take the 14. That's fine.
Second main, I will set 2, and back to you.
Okay. I will go ahead and draw for turn. And that is like the worst card in my deck. Well, I'm going to normal summon a Venom Snake.
Okay.
And I'm going to use his effect for the first time ever and place a Venom counter on your Nova Summoner.
Yeah.
And then I will activate Venom Swamp.
Yeah. Okay.
We're trying. We're trying.
Yeah, sure.
And I will proceed to my end phase and make all monsters that are not Venom receive a Venom counter. So that puts your Nova Summoner down to 400.
All right. Sounds good to me.
And I will pass the turn. Go ahead, buddy.
Stand by main.
All good.
Battle.
Sure. That's fine. So you're going to take 800.
Yeah.
Venom Snake has now officially killed a monster in Yu-Gi-Oh! It is a miracle.
I will trigger Summoner here.
That is fine.
You know what I could get is Nova Summoner.
I was going to say you could get another summoner.
We'll try for that.
But then you're going to kill my Venom Snake.
That's true.
And what am I going to do?
That's true.
This will be what? I'll take 200 here. Sure. That's fine.
All right.
Venom Snake has fallen, so to no one's surprise.
Go to main 2. I'll set 1. Oh!
I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
Could be anything. I will set 1, and you are good to go.
I will draw. Oh, that is the worst card in my deck. Fantastic. I mean, they're all pretty bad, but that one's equally as bad. All right. At the end phase, actually, your Nova Summoner gets a counter on it.
Yep.
So it's down to 900 again. I will normal summon Venom Serpent.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
I'm going to place another counter on the Nova Summoner.
Wait, this is crazy. It's going to actually trigger.
It's going to actually trigger. I am going to, no reason to do anything. I'm going to pass the turn. In the end phase, I will put a third counter. We did it! We killed something with Venom counter.
Wow, that's like maybe a first. I am going to normal Freed, and with Prio, trigger the effect.
Why would you do that, buddy? That's so rude. Fine. I'll chain offerings to the snake deity. I'm going to blow up both of your monsters.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, in that case,
We're
I'll
keeping the
just set
swamp up, buddy.
one. Back to you.
All right. We'll draw. Main 1, I'm going to try for it. I'm going to heavy.
Okay, I do have a Dark Bread.
Okay. So we got one of those out of the deck. Then I will set 2 cards and pass the turn.
Stand by main.
All good.
I'll set 1. Back to you.
All right. I'm going to draw. Oh, perfect. I will set a 3rd card and pass the turn.
All right, this is stupid, but I will Raikou, targeting your Venom Swamp.
Are you afraid of the swamp? Oh, it'll die! Yeah, it's fine.
1, 2, 3. All right, then I'll
There
normal
goes a
summon
Vandalgian.
a Bountiful Artemis.
Shit. Well, the game's over now. Yep, that's fine.
All right, we're trying for it.
I'm gonna think here. I'll limit reverse. I'll target Phenomenon.
I don't have anything to do to that. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So he's out, and he is 3,000. 6 reptiles engraved times 500.
All right, back to you.
Okay. That did something. I'm just going to put 6 on here so we remember. And we will draw. That card is not very good. I will... All right, I'm going to Snake Rain.
I'll Magic Drain here.
Yuck. Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
I'll go to battle. Try to hit into Artemis.
That's fine. I'll take 14.
Correct. Second main. Probably should have done that in the opposite order, but I wanted the damage. I will pass the turn.
You would tell me if that set card was Rise of the Snake Deity, right?
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I could have just flipped my Phenomenon to defense to just trigger it myself. So
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All right, I will Freed here. I'll try and Freed your monster.
that's fine. He goes.
Woo! All right, let's make it happen.
Oh,
Christ, is it a second limit reverse?
I'll take 19. I'll take both hits. It's fine.
I'm not attacking with the Raikou.
Oh, you're going to switch him to defense?
Yep.
Coward.
All right, I will set one. Oh my, I just realized. I freed your Venom Serpent earlier, didn't I?
No. Because you attempted to. Why?
Well, that's not legal.
Oh, because of his effect, he has to destroy something with higher attack. Well, whatever. We're already waved. I'm already dead. Who cares?
In the third
Doesn't
game, you're
even
allowed
matter.
to cheat. This is just that's just how it
end
works.
phase, I will limit reverse.
Okay, I mean, we are getting there.
We're slowly getting there. I will draw.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, so I have the number of the number of reptiles has not changed, so I'm still at 6. I'm going to set 1, and then I'm going to blind allure.
Wow. All right, let's make it happen.
Please make it happen.
You okay there, buddy?
Off of my blind allure, I'm going to banish Phenomenaga, the deity of poisonous.
Oh, no.
1 in the deck, by the way.
Oh,
1 in the
no.
deck.
Oh, no.
It's fucking mandatory, too. I have to do it. You can't not do it. Fuck. Oh, my God. I was like, can I just, not? Oh, man. All right. Well, I'll go to battle. Attempt to hit Freed.
I will Mirror Force.
Fantastic. Great. That's fun. Dead. Second main, I'll Venom Swamp to at least kill your Raikou and pass.
Yeah. All right, stand by main. I'll normal.
This was a learning experience.
Nova Summoner.
Yeah, that's fine. So I take 26 total here.
Yep.
Sure.
Back to you.
End phase, get your Venom counters, sir. Oh, fantastic. Exactly what I wanted. Okay. Get your Venom counters, sir. Go ahead.
All right, stand by main. I drew
Yep,
Artemis
you
off
got-
the top.
There we go. Okay, my dead. Everything's reduced, so I might still be maybe alive, but I don't think so.
You're
So what is this? 16.
6 and 6.
So I'm dead. Yeah. You know why it hurts even more, buddy?
Tell me you drew it for turn. I knew it! I knew it! I was like, you drew for turn and paused, and I was like, oh my god, he drew Rise. And then you went Allure, and I was like, why would he Allure if he drew Rise? He has everything he needs.
I was hoping to just get something onto the field because I'm like, okay, I need to at least buy a turn because I can't switch my guy to defense to trigger limit reverse for at least a full turn cycle. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I can allure potentially to get into one of my counter traps that would actually be able to fend off whatever this might be. So that way, when I attempt to go Rise, I'm able to actually resolve Phenomenaga. I guess I was too greedy of me to think that.
This is, I will say, I was thinking that your deck would be a complete piece of garbage, which of course it was, but a complete piece of garbage with no way to summon Phenomenaga. You basically had it 2 of these 3 games.
I did. I was actually impressed by that. And I'm actually impressed that Limit Reverse is like the 2-card combo with Phenomenon, where it is both the card to get Phenomenon to the field, but then also the mechanism by which you can trigger the effect to activate Rise of the Snake Deity. Because the issue with this combo is that there's no fucking conceivable way that if your opponent understands how this works, that they're going to actually trigger it. So you have to find your own way then to do so, and Limit Reverse actually provides you the conduit to do so. I guess I have like Torrential main deck as well, but like, you know, if that happens, so be it. What a disaster. What a fucking disaster.
I gotta tell you, this deck looked pretty competent, but only because it was like summoning out a 3,000 attack guy that didn't die. And like, the only way to destroy him, of course, because he can keep reanimating himself, is by card effect. And doing that threatens Phenomenaga. But often I was like, what if I just let Alex have Phenomenaga? Like, there's never a world in which you're winning the game with the hyper Venom counters. What if we just let that happen? I think, the secret scary guy in here is Phenomenon. He can just come back forever. Limit Reverse works so absolutely well with him. Snake Rain is crazy. The downside to this deck is you have to play a bunch of garbage, like Venom Serpent and Venom Snake.
I mean, luckily I had at least Alien Shock Trooper, which is still bad, don't get me wrong, but at least he has attack points, right? It can hit over Bountiful Artemis in the instance of this matchup. I'm curious, do you even have an out to Phenomenaga in your deck if it sticks?
Let me read this card.
So you can't target it, and it's unaffected by other cards and their effects, and if you kill it in battle, I can just banish a reptile and bring it back. I don't know how you kill this if I actually get it out.
Yeah, no, that might do it. I do not think I have
no, I think you do. You're playing in this deck specifically. You're playing Divine Wrath, so you can actually Divine Wrath its effect to resurrect itself. You would basically honest over it at some point, and then when I attempt to activate it to resurrect it, you just Divine Wrath its effect, and then it doesn't come back. So
we figured it out.
I think that's how. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's not immune to stuff like while it's in grave. So I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. Whatever. Coder can figure that one out, but I don't think that's how it works.
That's someone else's problem.
Yeah, not ours. This is history of Jank. We don't think here. But at the very least, Joseph, this was entertaining, right? And we learned a valuable lesson. We learned that A, make sure all the back row's clear before trying to summon Phenomenaga, and B, don't Allure of Darkness blind when you have the full combo, because you might just never summon it ever.
That is true. My deck is Yannick Debo's Worlds List, and obviously it's bad. I think we saw a couple.
I don't know. Went to Worlds. Is it that bad?
I mean, he went to Worlds with it. He didn't use it to get to Worlds.
Fair.
But no, it's not fantastic. It really does have to win the die roll. And there are a lot of hands that are just bricky on monsters or on counter traps that can't refill with Artemis. But a couple of cards that I'm upset we didn't get to look at are this one, Arcana Force Zero the Fool.
God.
Which I thought you didn't have an out to until I read Venom Swamp. And Valdalgion. It is so weird that a card this good exists for Counter Fairy and has seen so little play. Like, every Counter Fairy list goes through a period where they're like, yeah, Valdalgion's crazy. And then a couple weeks later, they're like, yeah, this guy's a brick. Take him out.
Yeah, it's funny. You and I were talking about this in Side Decking. Like, Vandalgion is the card you fear when you're playing, like, the 2008 World Championship DS game. Because this card in that game, and any video game, is a fucking nightmare. But if you're playing, like, any competent other deck, this card sucks. This card is not good. But you got to resolve it, so that's kind of fun.
It was neat.
So, guys, that does it for another episode of the History of Jank. Buddy, I am so sad this one doesn't get to make the highlight reel because we had some good moments for this one. Let's shout out the patrons. Shout outs to Shout1317, Moto Cameron Smith, Chaotic Meatball, Tim00x3, Ian Musaik, Iron Fake Part 2, Pony Stark, Dan Man Hoban, Secret Guy, Ole, Yusuf Aston 05, Sylvia Wilds, Cole T. Draconic, Rockslide, Dolly Up, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Thomas Elson, Jordan Coons, Calvin, Iron Blazing, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, True Nerd Guys, Brother Paul, Chris Hood, MBT, Play Madolce, Neighbor Celeste, David Liu, Chat God, Skyrose, Dylan Hunter, John Tubase, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Day Sir, Carlos CT, Flannel Daddy, Ashlyn Jetson, Give Me Speedroid or Give Me Death. Guys, please read your cards. CC Gaming, thanks for the sleeves, Dad. Matthew Brady, Ash Blossom Toastnet for Max, Tom Russell, Ben Snatchio for Progression 2021, Chipotle Rice, Wayan, I Think of MBT in the Shower, Super Dark Edge, and Kanye's famous album, MBT DTF. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.